Time for the traitors to get a chance to off someone again.
Hello. Alright.
So
I'm gonna start with, I was thinking we should vote Amy off because not a lot of people are gonna try to vote her safe.
I was gonna ask y'all something. Have anyone heard anything? Like anyone said anything about me so far? Or
No,
everybody-
they have no idea about you, Dar.
So far they like me, Mike.
They love you.
Jason like me, and then they're saying they like Ella as well.
Yeah, the only person who's sus of Elle is Drea.
So I was gonna vote to get Drea out tonight.
Drea.
Okay.
That's who I was thinking, because Mike is really upset because of at the end of the voting yesterday, she kind of turned on him and said, you shouldn't have voted him out because he didn't give information. He's still a person that he could have been a faithful that could have helped us. So, and I guess it's like the second time she's thrown him under the bus.
But don't you think that will make him suspicious of her?
Yeah.
So then they'll probably off him off her 1 week?
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking that'll make people suspicious of Mike because Mike has said he needs to be careful of Drea.
So we're just talking about Drea in the little thing. So if we off Drea, he's probably gonna be suspicious about someone in that little chat. So
I think
to vote her out as the big group.
so. There's gonna be drama no matter what if we keep her in, because she's gonna call people out, and so I'd say we keep the people in that are gonna create drama. Do you want to keep the loud personalities in? And I think we should, because if you off Amy, no one's gonna suspect that. Everyone's gonna be like, well, she didn't talk that much. Like the same thing with Rachel. You know what I mean? So people don't get suspicious when it's like, oh, well, we haven't even really talked to them. So if we start taking off the quiet personalities, then they're going to start creating drama and havoc between each other automatically.
Or we could just do it big and just take out Mike.
I'm dead.
That would be crazy. Because everybody can be stuck because Mike is telling everyone how to play. You know what I'm saying? He's literally telling everyone how to play.
That's true.
But I think that's to our advantage because eventually they're gonna go after him. They're gonna go after him.
It says full group chat.
It is a full group chat, but just different arrival times.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay.
Come on, guys. Again, gotta be here.
I made it. I
What up,
calculated time and stuff like that.
So everyone's given different times to arrive tonight. I don't know if everyone will arrive or not.
Oh, okay.
So we have a different arrival time. Are we supposed to be using this time? Or are we talking about stuff?
Sure, why not? What do you guys think? No.
Different arrivals, like everyone was given different times.
Yeah, for whatever reason.
Oh,
Like-
very interesting.
Like right now, I think that I'm with two of the people that I can trust. So I'm comfortable.
I feel that. I feel that.
Something some of us have been doing is we've been talking about, because we feel like we don't really know who not to trust yet. I think some of us are still figuring it out. What up, Jay? So we're kind of talking about who we do trust and who we have been getting a good feeling about, to maybe just see if anyone's being left out and if that means anything or some shit like that, right?
Yeah.
Right.
The ticker says, I don't know. Everyone's given different times. I don't know if everyone will arrive.
They may have.
Hey, this is about to talk about Elle.
Oh, hi.
That's who I was going to say.
So
So we don't know yet right now?
Yeah, we
don't know anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that what I read on
Okay.
the bottom? That everybody was given different times? Is that what that
Yes.
said?
Yeah.
Yes.
Raven, I see you're dealing with what I'm dealing with, traveling a little bit, huh?
Yeah, I just went to the archery range.
Oh wow.
Pow!
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm shooting bows.
I was on my way to the Notre Dame game, but now I've got Traitors in store.
Oh yeah, priorities, man. What up, Drea?
Priorities.
Hi guys, hey Doc.
How you doing?
Oh, we gotta find out who's been off.
So nobody knows anything yet, right?
I don't know if we even know if someone got offed.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, I didn't realize we were all coming on different times, so that could be something.
I thought we were all coming on at the same time.
It's all been different times. I'm not really sure why.
No, he's messing with us now.
Hi.
Nick is
Yeah,
really
something.
messing with our heads.
So who are we missing at this point?
There are 12 of us, right?
Yeah, I haven't seen Mike yet, right? Nobody's seen Mike?
Right. There's Mike.
Mike.
There's Amy or Dar. Ashley. Lauren. There's a Lauren, right?
Yes, there's a
Give it a
lot.
couple minutes here.
So what should we be
We
talking
have no
about?
Ashley, Dar, Amy, or Mike,
Anthony.
or Anthony.
Anthony, there you go.
No, for real.
Let's get to know each other.
Lauren.
Hey, what'd you ask me, Dot?
Did you have a chat before this?
No, I did not yet tonight.
What's up, Dar?
What up, Dar?
Hey, Dar.
Hey, Dar, did you have a chat
Dar.
before this?
No.
No.
What's up, Ashley?
Hello, how are we,
Hi,
guys?
Ashley. Hi, Dad.
Okay, so
Good,
y'all made
it's
it.
good.
What is the update?
Oh, did anyone get
waiting.
kicked out?
Someone got
No
off.
yet?
Is everybody still here?
We don't know
Okay.
yet.
4:05.
6
Oh, Mike,
o'clock.
what up, dog?
Like,
Mike, we got a little worried. We got a little worried, bro.
I thought this started at 7:10. Why does it say it's been
That's what
going
mine
for 10
says.
minutes?
We got different times.
Because he has us coming in at different times.
Oh.
I
Wait,
think
he
wants us
has
to,
us
like,
come
be
out
scared
here at
about who's
different
getting
times.
off.
We're
Or
missing 2 people.
Anthony and Amy.
The
Yeah.
traitors presumably murdered someone, or they murdered someone who we voted safe, which means they failed and everyone lived. It's one or the
Right.
other.
Wait, if we save someone that they vote for, that person doesn't leave?
Nobody dies.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's the point of the safety, is it's our best way of fighting back.
Yeah.
What's up, Jason?
Oh, Jason, you put your iPhone today?
Huh?
I know it
Yeah,
sounds
well,
like
I'm not supposed to be at the football game. You know, you got to blend.
The Notre Dame
It's
game.
early now.
Jason's
The
dressed
Notre
up
Dame
today.
yeah, bro.
You got that chain.
6 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock. It's pitch dark here now, so I got to do something to shine at night.
Oh,
Well, I hate to do this to you, Amy, but I have some bad news.
Did the traitors kill me?
Oh.
Alright. I saw that coming.
What do y'all think?
I think Amy.
Amy? You want to do Amy to?
I'm a little worried about Amy of doing a real quiet one.
I have voted.
Because also, I guess her job, this is starting to go around, her job is to do something with like interrogating or something to do with like
Yeah.
the police force.
It's
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
she's
that's starting to circulate and everyone's talking about that now.
good at that. She's really good at that.
Yes, so I'm saying I might as well just get her off now because no one is suspicious about her and no one is like gonna vote her safe.
Okay, I think we should do Amy then.
I think Amy is the safest option.
Yeah.
So we can all proceed forward and no one is suspicious of
I'll
us.
vote. I'll vote Amy. I'm a little skeptic, but I'll vote Amy.
Ah, it depends who the traitor is. That's the problem, and I know you can't tell me, and I gotta wait. Because I shared that numbers thing with somebody, and then people were talking about my job, and I don't know if that freaks some people out. But damn, it sucks. Okay, it was a lot of fun. I looked forward to this every night, and I appreciate you letting me play. I had a really good time, and if anybody sees this video, it was great playing with you guys. It was a lot of fun. I wish everybody the best of luck and find out who those traitors are.
Let's do it.
Hey, so
Oh!
I was just saying, is Amy coming?
We kind of trusted each other. So definitely wasn't my favorite thing to happen, having an ally in the game, but it is what it is, man. People get off.
So is this all the people right
Do you
now?
see the bottom text?
Bro.
What about Anthony?
The bottom text.
Amy was offed by the traitors.
Yo.
Man.
Yeah, I'm not happy. I trusted her. I was pretty sure she was faithful, and as much as I like to be proved right, it's a shameful way to be proved right.
No, but
Is she the one with the...
No,
Yeah,
but somebody
Tim, I
just
Yes,
got
Drea.
off, so it's kind of like
Oh,
Yeah.
close together.
yeah, I feel bad. I didn't really get to know Amy that much. Like, Amy being off is like, but I feel bad because that's the point for my team lost.
Okay, Anthony's alive, guys.
Well-
Posted in the chat.
Okay.
This hasn't been on yet?
Yeah.
Was Amy,
I
so
haven't
did
came on
Amy
yet.
was faithful, right?
Oh, Amy's gone as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I was on the verge of trusting Amy. So Amy was one of those, like, I felt like I was starting to get some stuff out of her that nobody else was. So I wanted her to stay in. I certainly wouldn't have predicted her to be gone. And a part of me was a little disappointed that she was, because I think it put some stuff on me.
Well, at this point, it's going to be more traitors than faithful. Shit.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
No,
I mean, it's a better chance though for us to figure it out.
Jason and Drea. Our plan works.
Good work, guys.
We all
Good
stuck
work.
to the plan, so that's great.
Oh my god.
Teamwork.
No, I trust you guys as interrogators.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I get to take my little break. I'm going to pour a little liquor out for Amy, and then I guess I'll do some interrogating.
I know. Rest in peace, Amy. Man.
Right.
It'll be fun, Drea.
Man, she got to get by that
I
fire,
can't
you
wait
know.
to Jason.
Right.
We're gonna.
I think she was chosen by someone who didn't feel particularly close to her. I think her closest allies were probably me and Lori, and someone who didn't feel like they connected with her. Probably pushed for her to be off in the traitor chat, and the other traitor or traitors just agreed to it.
Oh, so what do you think about all this craziness? I have no idea how to play this game or even what's going on, and I think I'm gonna end up being heartbroken because I'm gonna be like, oh, I lost another friend.
I know, right? And it's crazy because there hasn't been one traitor eliminated. We've all been
like faithfuls, and I'm like, oh my goodness.
Exactly. So I'm just trying to see, like, the traitors are winning at this point.
Yes, I know, and it's horrible. I'm looking at my notes, and I'm like, oh my goodness. When I had my one-on-one with Elle, she's the one who asked me, did you, it was her and somebody else. I couldn't remember who else, but it was her for sure. And she asked me, what do you think about the Mike and Drea drama? I was like, I don't know. I don't have a clue. I did not access it. And I'm so glad that I didn't have a part of that drama, because I'm like, I don't.
Yeah, it was like, it took up a lot of time.
Elle voted for Lauren. She said it was because Lauren lied. And to me, Lauren's body language kind of shifted.
Yeah.
And so I was like,
She probably did lie.
Yeah. And then so I was going to ask you, was she a part of any of the chats?
To be honest, I really don't remember. If I can't like give like an honest answer.
Yeah.
Girl, my brain works like the Mad Hatters.
I feel you. That's why I take notes.
No,
that's why I always tell the kids, take notes. You remember more.
I love Lori. I don't think that she is unfaithful, and I think that she's really trying to figure this out like me. She has a lot of notes. Oh, it's been so long.
I know. How you been?
I've been good. What about you?
I've been okay. Could be better, but I'm good.
You look great.
Thank you. I'm like, I feel I need to brush my hair. I'm like,
bro, I literally just brushed mine. First one, Doc's a traitor. Before I get that out, before I know Doc's a traitor.
Doc got very offended when he got pressed about being a traitor. Like he was very offended about it.
Did you see him get quiet as well?
He got very quiet and then got defensive. So I didn't know if he was like thinking about what to say or like why that happened.
He wouldn't have got defensive if I called you a traitor. Would you get defensive?
I'd be like no, but like it does hurt that you don't trust me. But like that's as far as it goes. I'm not gonna be like oh my god, like no, like and he's like you know what I mean, like.
And then it changed his whole demeanor. Like when I called him out about being a traitor, he's usually very. And even that day, he was like, "Hey, Drea, da."
Right.
Once I called him out, he didn't say anything the rest of the episode.
And plus, there was a whole telephone game thing, and it was like I think he was in that group with you guys. Because like at the end of the day, like it does seem very suspicious that one of the people in that group started that whole thing. So I'm like, I would like to know the people in that group, but nobody was stepping up and saying whether they were or not in the group. And I'm like, there were multiple people in there, so I don't understand why other people aren't coming forward and be like, oh, it was this, and this person. You know
exactly.
What I mean?
I feel like we get a lot of information going from both of us. Like it's not just one-sided. She says some stuff, I said some stuff, and she gives a lot of information on people that I'm already suspicious about. Like,
and then once Lauren got pressed, it like she got mad about it, and I was like, I almost wrote her name.
Lori just told me about her lying. We know that for sure. Me, you, and Lori are faithfuls.
Right.
Dot is not faithful. I feel like Raven and Mike, I don't know what they were doing in other people's interrogation, but they definitely influenced me to vote out Armancio. They influenced me to vote him out, and they wanted me to be the one who confronted it. Mike, he was giving like, get Armancio out. It's giving at the end of a movie when you go back and everything makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, Mike,
and he knows a lot about the game too, and I'll be like, oh, okay.
This is like his 4th season.
No, yeah, but also I don't know if it's because he's played the game before. Like, I'm not sure. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't want to jump close to conclusions. But on my list is Jason, Mike, Raven, and Lauren. But there's 4 people that've been on it before.
Yeah.
So I like instantly when I found out they've all been on it before, I'm like, okay, let me keep tabs because you guys know what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Exactly. No, you're totally right. Like, that's exactly what made me look at Dot and Mike sideways from the first place anyway.
Yes.
Like, I get it. If you've done it before, you'll be more outgoing the second time around. Gotcha.
Absolutely.
But, Mike, it gave... Like, why did you vote for Armancio? Did you vote for your own reason?
I voted for Armancio. I was, like, originally going to vote for Lauren, and then once he gave his meaning, like, hey, why should we not vote you out? And he had nothing to say. I was like, well, shit, let me just vote him then, because, like, what is this?
They took him out because he was the weakest link. And I feel like I've been used as a ploy by a fucking traitor. And now, Mike, it's time for him to go. He's first, and then it's Dot. Mike has to go. I feel like we're both pretty much on the same track, and I also feel like Ashley is faithful for now. I feel like she's really, really faithful.
So I called a meeting with you because I wanted to talk more. Because the only times we basically talked was like when I was like, oh, I'm sus of you. And then you were like, okay, wait, what? And then like, we haven't really talked after that. You know what I mean? So I wanted to like kind of clear the air a little bit.
If it wasn't for Armancio getting to a point that I felt a lot of people were going to go with him, if I'm being honest, my original vote was going to be for Ashley.
My strategy was to go for like, hey, I feel like this person's safe and kind of play it backwards like that. But I'm realizing the more people that are getting cut off, that strategy isn't working. So I need to kind of change it up. But I am also like, I feel comfortable with people. But it's like honestly hard because like a lot of these people here feel trustworthy to me. So then it's like kind of disappointing where I'm like, I feel like I'm not getting anywhere myself and to help as a team. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think it's good for just you and I because I want to be honest with you. Because I came in right when I did, and I know how I am. So I know like my stuff, and that's in regular life too. My personality either works for somebody or they absolutely steer away from it. And so when my first interaction with you was kind of like, and to be honest, I didn't even know you were talking about me. I just knew like, well, that sounds just like it could be me. And you're like, oh. The cool thing was we cleared it so quick. Like I was, don't get me wrong, I was a little hurt that night. Like if somebody would have said, like, who do you have an issue with right now? I'd be like, well, Ashley kind of came at me for just being myself, you know, but we talked about it so fast. So nothing came from it other than others saying to me like, yeah, that was kind of weird that Ashley was pinpointing you for being too loud. And then so I was actually, because we made up with it, I was actually sticking up for it and saying, well, that's the exact same thing as me saying that somebody doesn't talk enough for me. She knew she was, I don't want to say on my bad side, but that she was on my mind because of that conversation that I walked in on.
It's crazy that Amy got kicked out though, because like I never got to talk to her either. And
I never talked to her. I don't know anybody who talked to her. I asked like when we were in that group chat like 20 minutes ago. I was like, did anyone talk to Amy? And everyone said, nope, I never talked to Amy.
It was so frustrating the other night when we were talking to the interrogators and I was like, what did you guys hear from the people you interrogated? And they said everything they heard from Armancio, and then every time they were about to tell me what Amy said, everything like got switched over, like the conversation drifted off or like it got cut off or something. So I never found out what they talked to her about. It was just weird to me.
Yeah. No, because I was talking to Drea about it. I had a one-on-one. And she was saying a similar thing was happening where she was with the interrogators, and it was like, she was like, the conversation kept jumping anytime she tried to bring up, I think she said it was Mike or, I think it was Mike. I think it was Mike. But I'm just like more frustrated because I'm like, guys, there's already been 3 people cut. And so we kind of need to figure out a new strategy because what we're doing isn't working.
Yeah, it's really hard to figure out a strategy when like all these people just keep dropping off.
Yes.
And I really feel like it's unfortunate that it's just like been the people who haven't spoken the most in group.
Right.
So it's just kind of like we're taking out whoever's not talking a lot.
Well,
which
it's
kinda
smart on
makes
the
sense,
traitors
but,
behalf
like,
too. Because then
yeah.
it's like, shit, no one has talked to them. So it's like no one could know
Yeah.
whether they were good or not. I feel like I can somewhat trust you. I feel like it was a little awkward last night.
Yes,
When was
yes.
it Drea was calling or Elle was calling you out? I was like a little uncomfortable.
It was the
because
vote.
then I
It was
like,
voting night. Yeah.
yes, because then I was like, okay, somebody's lying, but no one's
Yeah.
saying who's lying. So how are we gonna get to the front of this telephone call? You know what I mean? It was
there's
like
no
it
way.
was. No, exactly. It kept being like, oh, well, it was her, it was him, it was, you know.
I
It was
know.
like,
I was
okay,
like,
guys,
oh,
like we're not getting anywhere.
But I was shocked when she called me out. I was like, "Are you saying my name?" Like,
right.
I wasn't
Like
even sure what she was talking about, but it's
I wasn't
whatever.
sure what to expect. But then I was like, oh, Lauren, and then also like
Yeah.
Drea had something to say, and I was like, oh my god, wait.
It was fine. I feel like one of them was gonna vote for me, so I wasn't really shocked when Elle did it.
Right.
But it was just kind of like, okay, why are you going off that one thing? You know?
Right. It was just more confusing for the rest of us because we're not caught in the loop.
Yeah.
So like
and
as
also,
a team, we're like, okay, we got to be cautious, but what's going on over here?
I've never heard any input from Elle until she wanted to bring
Me
up my
neither.
name. And I was
Me
like,
neither. I know. I barely have heard her talk.
Okay, so that was weird, right?
No, yeah, I've never even had a one-on-one with her.
I think she's a great player. I think so far. I appreciate her trying to share her strategy with us. Hey.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you tonight?
Good.
I wasn't sure what to expect going into my chat with Elle. I wasn't sure if she was going to be like, well, listen, I really think you're a liar.
I just wanted to clear the air with you.
Oh, okay.
I thought other people were going to vote for you. I really didn't know that everyone was voting for Amancio.
Okay.
I really didn't. And you know, do you watch these reality shows like Big Brother and Survivor?
I do. I can't admit, like, the Traitors is only in season, like, 2, I think, or something like that, and I've only watched a few episodes here and there, so I am into, like, Big Brother, not so much, but I do like Survivor. I like The Challenge is my favorite one, but yeah, I do like, I like.
I'm always screaming at the TV, why is everybody voting for one person? Now I know why. It's a horrible feeling.
Yeah, it's
a
very
horrible
bad.
feeling.
Yeah.
And if you are not a traitor, I am so sorry.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Elle, I am not a traitor. I am not a traitor. This is my first time playing, and I'm not very experienced, so I don't know. I know that's just my reasoning why I'm not a traitor.
She's probably still a little bit nervous about what I did. I explained to her that it wasn't cutthroat in any way. It was just, you know, we were talking and you know, it is what it is.
I knew somebody was gonna make like a cut. I had a feeling like a cutthroat move, but I don't think that a traitor would do it during the first vote because like that's so obvious for you to be a traitor if that was it. Because you like stuck. No offense, because like I feel like you stuck out more than I did after that. So I just feel like people were gonna be looking at you a little more instead of me the way it came out. And you're right too, because I almost thought for a second that Drea might vote for me or Mike, even the way that the conversation was sounding. Pretty comforting to hear her say that it was just a big misunderstanding. And yeah, I think I like her a lot better now, and I appreciate her coming to me and pulling me aside and saying, hey, this is what really happened on my end.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't trying to be cutthroat or anything. I mean, it was the first vote. I really didn't know what to do. And you couldn't tell when we were having the group chat, was there a consensus or, you know, what, you know, everybody was kind of going back and forth. Now that all of the quiet people are being targeted, it's like, what do you do? It's just, it's. And Amy wasn't that quiet. If you got to talk to her, I mean, if you talked to her, she definitely talked back. She wasn't, you know, really, she wasn't like Amancio where you just didn't get anything, you know.
Yeah, I did have Amy in my very first group chat, and she was like, that's when she said about her being like a loss prevention.
Oh yeah.
No, I didn't even know she was a firefighter till like last night, but she did mention about being like a loss prevention specialist. And then in like chats last night, she was like, I wonder who told people I was a loss prevention specialist, because she's like, I didn't tell that many people. And I was like, well, I feel like you kind of did, because you told the very first chat like your occupation.
I think we squashed it, but some of the things she said, I think I could use to my advantage, like the whole loss prevention thing on Amy, and that, you know, I was more of a target than she was by doing that.
I wanted to see how do you want to do this part? Like, do you want to go with you tell me kind of who you have suspicions of, and I tell you, and then we like come to an agreement? I think we only get to interrogate a couple people.
Yeah.
It might be 3. I'd have to ask.
Yeah.
I definitely have 3 I want to talk with more. Lori is somebody that I want to interrogate because I want you to interrogate and be a part of it with me, because so many different people, I don't know if she's been brought up to you or not.
Who specifically is questioning Lori?
It's all over the place. Like, some people think she's just the most wonderful grandmother in the world and there's no way she could ever be a traitor. And then there's a whole nother group, and me included, I'm in that group, who think like, okay, we need to take a second to decide whether or not, like Dot and I were talking, like, could she be so perfect that it's imperfect? Like, maybe that's a role she's playing. Like, nobody would vote for the sweet grandmother. Weirdly enough, of all people, Amy got eliminated today. And Amy and I were talking about, we think that the amount of grandkids and kids has changed a couple times within her story. So
I never call her. Who called her lying? Amy?
To begin with, yes. So I don't want to spend all the time on Lori. That's just somebody I would like you to consider.
Yeah.
Like, on my end.
Okay, I agree.
Another one that I'm all over the place with is Raven. So Raven was an interrogator in the first round. Have you had a chance to speak with her at all?
Mm-hmm.
So the one issue that, not me personally, but has come up with Raven is during a live chat with everybody, at one point there was a conversation about traitors. And Raven said, but why would we, or something to the effect of, why would we, and then she switched it to, why would they, meaning the traitors, do that? And it was really fast and it was really quick. And nobody really mentioned it, but then a couple days went by and then somebody said it again. Well, what about, remember the whole question? I think it was Lori asking you what sauce means, and then it turned out sus. That was what the conversation was, is everybody was saying, somebody said it was sus, not sauce, when Raven said we, as in we the traitors, and then flipped it really quick to they.
I was looking at Raven in the beginning. And
okay.
Yeah.
I felt like Drea was a different person when we were talking one-on-one than when she's amongst the group. And I wanted that because I'm still figuring Drea out. And then my third request from you would be, I want you to choose a male that you might be thinking about.
I would either say Dar or Mike. Who would you say?
So I think we need to talk a little more about Dar.
Mm-hmm.
The crazy thing is, I agree with you on Mike as well. My issue with the Mike thing is he's kind of putting so much information out there within the group. Exactly. And I don't know if that's gameplay. And it's, Mike's the smartest one in the cast as far as how these things go. Yeah. In my opinion, he's the smartest as far as how these things are played. I don't think Dar gives so much information that you can make an assumption of anything. So it would be a good interrogation to get more information. Or it's kind of like you're forced to answer questions. And if you're not, now we've reached a point where people are going to stand up for not answering things or not giving information. So it's a chance to get something out of Dar if he's with us. And if he is a traitor, then it would be uncomfortable for him because he's finally getting asked directly, not in a group where you can kind of blend in. I think I'm starting to feel why sometimes people say I don't allow others to have an opinion, or I push conversations, or I'm always trying to lead the conversation. I feel like Drea does that too. But today she actually listened to somebody for once, and that somebody was me. So I feel really good about it.
Instead of doing Lori, let's interrogate Lauren.
I'm good with that.
Do you want to do Mike and Dar?
If that's an option, we'll have to ask Nick how that goes. If we only have 3 and you want to do 2 males, I'm fine with that. And we just put Raven off to the side for now.
I would like to do Lauren, Raven, Mike, and Dar. If because we don't know how many we have.
Okay, so those are ours. And if somehow it's only 3, you want to put Mike off to 3. Okay. I think Mike's going to continue to put information out there. I have several different reasons that I'm thankful that it's Drea. The same way I said yesterday, I was a little affected and upset about Mike throwing me out there. I'm now excited about it because it involved Drea as well. So I have some internal reasons why I want Drea to be along with me. And I'm excited because I think she's going to be able to get some answers from people that I want to ask, but it doesn't necessarily have to be me asking it. She's going to take it. Lauren, Raven, and Dar. Even though we're both interrogators, we got voluntold we're going to be interrogators. We can still work together without really working together. Nobody's going to not talk to you because they think you're close to me, and nobody's going to not talk about you because that's not going to happen.
Unfortunately, I believe Jason is a traitor. And I believe he's trying to protect his fellow traitors. He's trying to protect Mike, and he's trying to protect Dot. And I think all of them are traitors. They've all been very sus since the beginning, not Jason so much. But now that I think back on Mike and Jason, I really like Jason. I really do. He's super sweet. He's handsome. He has a beautiful personality. Like, he's like that older guy that you're like, you know? But before we knew we were interrogating 3 people, he said it. And I feel like, how did you know that? The traitors probably do, because a traitor was an interrogator, and the traitor tried to influence everybody to get an innocent off, which was Armancio. And the traitor in that was Mike.
4 of us are from previous shows. And do you know all 4 of them?
It's you, Dot, Mike, and
Dar.
Dar?
Dar.
He's from a previous show?
Yes. My show.
Oh, you two played a show together. What show did y'all play?
So we were on Online Survivor.
Oh, okay. Last season.
Dar was part of the group. One of the 4 returning players is probably a traitor.
Yeah.
I hate that. I really do.
Yeah, I feel like that. I feel like one or more. So
yes,
we'll see. I didn't want to interrogate anyone that I thought was a traitor, because I want them to think that they're safe. I want them to think that I'm in the dark and that they can use me to call people out and do all this weird stuff. But I really see them, for real.
Right. So when Elle ended up saying your name, it just seemed like after she said your name, it was just kind of like it just went like dead. Like she was trying to like speak, but I feel like there were so many other conversations, like sidebars that were going on, that we weren't able. Well, me specifically, I wasn't able to hear exactly why, like what really happened with that. And then when she actually voted for you, I was like, there has to be more to this story. So I was like, I want to know more. So I want to know like what exactly, like why did she say your name? 1, 2. Is there more to that, or was it kind of like, hey, it was just like a miscommunication type of thing? Like she didn't really know the entirety of the story.
Okay, so I'll be straightforward with you now, because I appreciate you asking me, because nobody else really like came to me and asked me that. So I do appreciate.
That's why.
I know. I was like, yo, Anthony's cool shit, because he's like actually trying to figure out what's going on here, you know. So I literally was. You can probably see it in the playback. I literally was shocked, because I was like, are you saying Lori or are you saying Lauren? Because at the end of her sentence, she was like, oh, Lori. And I was like, what is she talking about? Like, is she even talking about me? Because I don't know what happened. So the original, I think you were the one that was like, you came into the group chat and you're like, whoa, we need to find out who was in the original room with Mike and Drea. And I was like, thank you, because Raven was in the room. Mike said Raven was in the room. Drea said Raven was in the room. Raven was the one who came to, it was like me and Ashley, and she was like, did you guys hear about what happened, you know, the Mike and Drea situation? And me and Ashley and them were like, what are you talking about? And she's the one who told us everything. So honest to God, I think Elle showed up late to that conversation where we were just like trying to figure out what really happened between Mike and Drea. And I don't know when she came into the conversation, but she must have heard me talking first, and that literally was it. Because I've never spoken to Elle any other time. I do appreciate everything that he asked me, because he was one of the few people that asked me like my side of the story with the Elle situation. So I do appreciate my chat with him.
So I heard that Amy got the axe.
Yeah, that was a huge surprise for all of us. I don't know, maybe we're going a little too soft on each other. We all agreed on Jason and Drea being the interrogators for this next round. So I maybe they can pull something out of us, or whoever they interrogate.
I hope they do. I mean, I agree with you 100%. I think like we can't. What we've been doing is not working out. So we got to come up with something a lot better then. If not, our numbers are going to continue to dwindle. I just spoke with Lauren because I told her that it wasn't, not that I voted for her, but I was still kind of like thrown off between the conversation that happened between her and Elle, and I just kind of wanted to get like more insight on that. There was at a point that I was like, hey, listen, Elle, I mean, like I was thinking that maybe she could potentially be the traitor. Then I was like, all right, well, maybe it's Lauren. And it's just, you know what it is like the more that I go into a conversation, I'm like, this person's a traitor, 100%, not going to break that. And then they say something, I'm like, oh, you can't be the traitor. You're so cool. I came into this thinking I would be able to do this easy, but the longer staying, it gets more difficult. And I'm like,
I'm the same way.
Maybe I'm not as fucking savvy as I thought I was, man. I feel like a little bitch.
No, I'm nervous about the word alliance because, like, I've seen the like it happen where you alliance with the wrong people and even the right people, and it just ends up being a shit show.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I'm not there yet.
Neither am I. But here's the thing, going into these like these group chats, you know, I think that it's gonna take, even if I have to do it, and if it puts a fucking target on my back, it is what it is. But like, I'm at the point where I'm just like, hey, listen, guys, let's just stop the bullshit, you know? Let's just like really focus on the questions that are kind of like gonna eliminate and narrow it down to who we really think. I don't want us to vote for the same person unless we're concrete on that person. But as far as like the way we voted previously, gotta change it up, you know? Like because we lost someone that was obviously that was not a traitor. So I mean, like, going forward, man, we gotta kind of like really figure out like what's the best tactic for us to eliminate people.
All right, I was just thinking. So when it was me, you, Mike, I forgot who else. When we was all in that little group chat, right?
Yeah.
And we're talking about Amy and how like she's good at like interrogation and like her job and everything.
Yeah.
So as soon as we was bringing that up and everything, she's going. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I could be wrong, but it could be someone in that group or not. But I wanted to really talk to like everybody because I don't, you know what I mean?
Do you remember who else was in our group?
I wanted to talk to you because I don't know who was in the group or not, and I wanted to write down everyone's name because I'm about to talk to Mike right after you.
Yeah.
And I was wanting to know, that's all.
So you, me, Mike,
whenever who was it? Who got offed? Amy. I was looking, and the only person I saw that was kind of smirking was Drea.
Okay.
So these are just informations that I've seen. I ain't have no beef with nobody. Right.
No. Yeah. And that's just like reactional sometimes. Like I feel like.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Even for me, like once I saw it, I was just like, holy shit. I'm definitely very lost. I have trust in you, Ashley, Jason. I think the most people I'm concerned right now, I guess, is Elle and Lauren. Because I feel like maybe they're the ones that out of this point, like they just haven't had too much to add in into it. But again, it's like hard to even say, okay, they're the quiet ones. Like, I don't know if I trust them. So it's like, yeah. Okay, so I was even telling Anthony, I don't want to bring up the word alliance fully.
Well, like alliances now, but like I do think like we can work together. Like we
can
worth something, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think that would be very good because I have huge trust. I've done like one-on-ones with you and Anthony basically every time, and I feel like I have really good trust in you guys. I still feel like I have trust in basically everyone, but I think Elle and Lauren are the ones that I haven't like fully like grasped. All right, I got your back basically no matter what. Yeah, I really want to make sure like I stay like the good strong people can stay in as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Even the quiet ones that are still doing what they need to do, like even Dar, he's quiet, but I don't really think he's traitor
I wrote down that if he was a traitor, he'd be able to hide it the best.
Yeah, he's like Batman in the night right now from all of it.
You know, I just felt like we had a pretty authentic conversation last night. Like I just felt like, I don't know, you just feel when somebody's being authentic. And, you know, every time we talk one-on-one, I get that feeling. But then every time we're in a group, I seem to take it back for whatever reason.
We're interrogating Lauren tomorrow. I want you to know that when I ask you this, it's not going to change anything. It's not going to... We're good. And I'm not putting your name up for anything but safety and probably interrogator if that's the next question. But I do have to ask you this.
Yeah.
I'm confident and I stay confident, and you know this, because I think even if you're a traitor, I think you're loyal to me, so I'm good with it. You're not a traitor, right? You're in this with me.
I am not a traitor. I am in this with you. Yes.
Okay. So in my opinion, if you start doing apology type things for standing up for the team of non-traitors, that looks almost as bad as being a traitor.
I get it. I just worry that what if she's not a traitor, right? And people...
But nobody knows you're the reason that people have issues with her.
That's true.
What else has stood out to you, or where are we at? Because I don't feel that anybody knows that you and I are as close as we are right now. And I want it to stay that way.
Yeah.
So if you notice, I don't call you out or, hey, Elle, how are you doing? It's just been like I do with everybody else.
I think Drea is too straightforward, right? To be able to hide. You know, she's very quick to make decisions. And sure. I don't think that would play well with multiple traitors, right? Because they're going to be like...
What about the opposite side to that, where like her constantly being pushy that everybody else is a traitor and she's not? It's kind of traitorish.
That is
kind of. You ever notice she's pointing fingers all the time, but she's never. Between you and I, this interrogator thing is great because it's me and her, and so she doesn't realize it. But I'm kind of
interrogating her too.
A little bit, yes.
It just breaks my heart. A little more. He's just gonna hate me after this game, but he seems to be trusting me more and more, and I think it's genuine.
Raven, she talks very fast. She goes through the motions. I don't know if she slipped up and said something she shouldn't have, or if
that was a couple times where she talks like in a villain sense, where she's like,
yes,
yeah, a couple.
I have some concerns about Raven. You know, I've felt that one of the returning players might be a traitor. Has any one of them stood out to you as maybe?
I still don't think it's Mike. I still don't think it's Mike.
I don't either, but I did like it out here for this interrogator thing.
I don't know that much about Dar, right? Because he was so quiet in the other game.
He always is.
Always. But I would appreciate him sticking up and saying that, somebody thought, or Amancio was going to be suspicious of Lori.
Right. I stick with Elle being loyal to me, but I'm not 100% that Elle is not a traitor. As much as I want her to not be, she says things to me that I say to her, almost quote unquote. She will say things back to me that I say to her to prove my worth and my loyalty to the group. That concerns me a little bit. I loved my chat with her. I'm going to continue to have them because I do believe she's loyal to me. And if she's a traitor, my God, am I getting mentally screwed up right now, because I just don't think she could do that.
Oh, I already recommended for you to be an interrogator.
Well, I appreciate it. That means maybe I'll return the favor, but Mike kind of put that out there that I should do it. And I was like, oh, I don't want to say no because that looks bad. And I don't want to say yes because that looks like I'm eager to do it. So if that's something you'd like to do, trust me, I will absolutely say I think you'd be great at it.
Oh, thanks.
Because you got that notebook.
I do. I take so much notes.
So go ahead, hit me with questions. I'm going to put out there right now, I am not a traitor, so you can ask me what you would like.
I am not a traitor either. I
hope not, Lori.
Oh, I'm not. Okay. I asked Dot when, like, in the big group, like, are you a traitor? And, like, he was like, no, I'm not. I mean, he was kind of surprised that I did ask him.
He actually returned the I am not?
Yes, he actually said I am not.
Because one thing I can tell you is, as people have asked me about you or what I thought about you, and I'm sure you know by now, and you brought it up the other day, people are going through this struggle on whether or not you're the perfect, wonderful grandmother or you're the greatest character ever that nobody would ever vote. But one thing I've repeatedly told people is, at least until tonight, you were the only person that when I said, Lori, I am not a traitor, you looked right at me and said, I'm not a traitor either. Do you have anybody that stood out to you? And do you have anybody that's negatively stood out, like, hey, this is probably a traitor? One, who are you trusting, and And if you only want to give one name of each, that's fine. I'm happy to do that too.
Like tonight, when we first logged on for the who got off or if anybody did get off, I think it was me, you, Dot, Raven, and Drea.
Yeah.
And Elle, and y'all are kind of like the ones that I'm leaning to trust.
I 100% fully have trust in Elle. I think she's more so. I trust that she's trying to figure this out. I can't say whether or not I know that she's a traitor. If she's a traitor, she's doing an amazing job of making it feel like she's faithful.
Right. Yeah.
I trust Anthony, but I trust Anthony as a person, not necessarily to say that there's no chance he's a traitor, because he's such a good talker and he's so wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of returning players, have some concerns that one of the four of us, me, Mike, Dot, and Dar, have to be a traitor.
Raven and I chatted earlier. We're just kind of like just kind of bouncing ideas off each other and stuff.
So hey, let me stop you right there.
Yeah.
Where are you with Raven? Because she's definitely somebody that's coming up a lot. And I think you and I both have a lot of presence on what people's opinions are going to be.
Yeah,
or we have to include her.
Right. I requested this chat with you, and the reason why I did is because I want to align myself with you. Like, I think like alliances is one thing. I wouldn't say that like if I think something like you have to vote, whatever. Like, we don't have to do anything. But like, I do think that we should try to be as aligned as possible.
I think so too.
I want to align myself with you because I believe that you're not a traitor. So earlier, I think I even told you, I kind of felt a certain way about Raven. I felt like she was being outgoing and then she kind of quieted out today. In our one-on-one, it didn't feel like she was. I just didn't get that vibe. You get that authenticity from her, and I really felt it whenever we were chatting. So she changed my mind a little bit at the moment. I'm not saying she's not. I'm just saying how I felt.
Okay.
We were chatting, right?
So just so you know, and I'm not telling everybody, but I will tell you, and I'm always going to say, do shit to prove my loyalty to those I want to be loyal to and believe are loyal to me.
Yeah.
She's one of the ones we're going to interrogate tomorrow. If for no other reason, I want to silence the critics a little bit on her. Yeah. But equally, Ashley stands out to me when you talk about that type of personality.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's definitely possible.
I feel like we kind of feel the same way about each other. And I feel like we both agree that like we should try to work together the best we can and try to combine our votes whenever we feel like we should.
And I'm with you on the you and I thing, just so you know. But I continue to stick with the one of the four of us returning players are a traitor. I will not go away from.
Yeah, I mean, it feels, out of all the people in here, it would make sense that at least one of us is,
For
right?
sure. First, there's no way that it's not. I originally thought there's no way that it's Mike. It's way too obvious. But we got to look at every single detail. I thought it was crazy that Mike just threw me out to be the interrogator out of nowhere. Dar, he just doesn't give anything. Like, I know Dar a little bit. He's tough to read.
So this is what I would say exactly. I feel like if Dar was an interrogator, or if he was a
traitor,
I feel like it would be easiest for him to hide. Right?
For sure.
Like, he doesn't say very much. Like, whether he is a traitor or wasn't, you're going to see the same Dar. Right?
Yeah.
So
I agree. I have doubts about Dot, and I have doubts about Mike equally. One of the two of them, in my opinion, is probably a traitor, unless somehow Dar is. And I believe one of us are a traitor. It's definitely not me. That only leaves so many people.
No, it's so good to actually finally get to talk to you one-on-one instead of just in a group, because I haven't had that opportunity yet. I watched your season, as you know. If you watched any of the podcasts, you know I was living for it. I was living for the you and Muggsy duo.
So we're all in the group with Amy when Amy got, kicked, or when they took her, you know what I'm saying? And I was talking to Anthony about it, and I was wondering if it was anybody. Do you think it was anybody in that little group that we're in?
Are you talking about in the backyard?
Yeah, was it backyard?
Yesterday?
I think it was backyard, because they started talking about how like she was like good at interrogating. I'm not like 100% sure, but they were saying how she was good at interrogating and everything.
Losing Amy sucks because I honestly had written her as like 99% faithful. Like I was pretty sure she was faithful. That's kind of what I'm going off of. Like, I don't think people are going to murder people that they feel close to. We have to look at nobody had much of a chance to get to know Rachel. So unfortunately, we can't draw a lot of conclusions from that.
That's why I needed to talk to you because, bro, you're so smart. Like when it comes to like the games and everything, because you know how it goes down and everything. So it's like, okay.
I think.
Get some advice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to just put conclusions in everybody's head. Like I specifically wanted to come into, especially this round, and say like I want to watch, like, and I'll share my thought process, which is I'm looking closely at people who I feel like didn't know Amy. It kind of felt a little awkward. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think it means anything bad about Dar. I just didn't love that he was like, oh, I still don't know what to think. Oh, I talk with you because you're so smart and I want to know what you think. It's like, I need people to come to their own conclusions. I'm trying to lead them on the right path, but I'm one person. I need more eyes. I need people to challenge my viewpoints. This early on, if you feel like somebody trusts you, you're probably not going to murder them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And if you don't feel like they're a threat to you, you're probably not going to murder them. Like if you think they're on a totally different path that's not going to lead to you, they're not going to murder you. And you know what, Dot? I actually am almost certain that you are faithful.
Oh yeah?
Do you know why?
I am faithful. Why's that?
Because if you were a traitor, you would have murdered my ass already. I would be dead. If you were a traitor, you would have got rid of me.
Shit. No, okay, so wait, let me tell you. So I requested this chat with you because
I requested this chat with you.
No way, did you really?
I did, straight up, yeah.
No, me too. That real shit. Real shit.
Yeah.
Damn, wild. So I did because I feel like when we first came in, I kind of came over like an online survivor mode, and I was like, man, like I'm scared of Mike. You know, he's a strong player, whatever. And then that thing happened with you and Drea, so I was like, man, something is going on, whatever. So like, I think just like everybody else, I was telling people like what I heard, because like Drea came in and said shit, right?
Yeah.
So they had me like, man, something's going on with Drea. And I was, I'm already like intimidated by you, right? Because I know how good of a player you are.
Yeah.
But then like in that group chat, like I don't remember which one it was, when like you and Drea had made up, and I feel like you were kind of like the Moncio, we got him out of the game. I feel like you were like really leading the charge and really helping everybody. You've been really like kind of tutoring everybody in how the game goes. And I feel like just from where I sit, it'd be like it's too easy to think like, hey, I'm being a big personality, but really I'm a traitor. Like I feel like it's a dangerous game for you to play that way if you were a traitor.
It went great, and I do truly believe what I said. If that was a traitor, I would be dead right now. If that was a traitor, then I would not still be in the game. I'd be sitting at home watching the season as it airs from this point on. He's still a little suspicious on Lauren. He's a little suspicious on Drea. And I also wanted to share with him the fact that Drea really wanted to go into that vote targeting him. I don't think Dot's a traitor, and I don't think getting rid of Dot benefits me. When Raven and I interrogated Drea, her entire plan going into the vote was to turn it on you. She thinks that the telephone game started with you. Yeah. And I know you heard her bring your name up during
I did.
And I know you saw me turn it onto a Muncio.
Right,
as
you
it
did.
progressed.
You did, yeah.
So I want that to show you, like, I have your back. If Dot and I are both faithful, we can both win at the end. There's no reason that we can't just hash things out, and I think he is a good player, and he is an asset. When he's not trying to backstab me, like he has every other time we played together. So I'm hopeful that my intuition on that is right. From your chat with Lauren, do you feel good with Lauren? Are you still suspicious of her?
I don't know if I'm still suspicious of her.
Right.
To her defense, she was not the one that started the whole thing with you guys. It was, but I still haven't got to the bottom of who said it to her. I don't think we're gonna get it. I don't think it matters now, I guess.
I don't know that it doesn't not matter.
It had to have been Dot or Raven. It had to have been because they were there.
Just in general, I've voted to save you twice now in this game. Like, I really want to work with you. Like, I really like you, and like, I honestly don't know how you feel about me.
I honestly do not think you're a traitor, and I think that you have been so helpful.
Okay.
And that is, I mean, a lot of us, I've watched the Traitors, but I don't remember all of the details in it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
you've been able to, you know, and I don't think a traitor would do that, right? They want everybody
Yeah.
to be dumb. Mike, I don't know. I think Mike says, I really like Mike. I enjoy watching Mike on the games, but you never know what Mike is saying is whether it's genuine or not. You don't. I think right now he may trust me, but we'll see if there's any type of shift in there.
Like, I want people to be thinking differently because I don't want. If I can get tunnel vision so easily, I get tunnel vision in the other 3 times I've played this game. If you've watched them, like, I know you're a fan, so like, you know, I'm like all in on something, and then these people are like behind my back saying like, oh, I actually don't like Mike. Jason, I think I may have tunnel vision. There's a very good chance I have tunnel vision. I think I'd be dead if it wasn't him. I'm kind of right now looking a little bit at Drea because
she did throw you under the bus twice. I mean,
we did make up, and I really appreciated that. I didn't like love her sort of the way she was talking after the vote.
Yeah,
where she was like blaming people for like the Amancio vote. I'm watching her closely. That's just what it's gonna. I'm watching her closely. I'm watching Lauren closely. I don't know. I'm watching a lot of people. I'm watching people I think work close to Amy, like Raven. And I don't want to say all these names. And I'm hoping that you're not going to go, oh, Mike was saying Raven, Drea, and whatever. My chat with Elle was good. I believe she's a faithful, and I know I'm saying that about a lot of people, but like it's true about a lot of people. The vast majority of the people that I'm interacting with are faithfuls. I do have in the very back of my mind that she could just be Jason, if I'm wrong about Jason, someone that would keep me around if they were a traitor because I've shown them loyalty. So it is in the back of my mind, and I will keep an eye on her, especially if something crazy happens, like Jason shows up murdered one morning. My mind might change right to Elle.
Right. I'm also being interrogated.
Oh, you were interrogated today?
No, not yet. I will be though. However.
Oh.
I'm excited though. I don't know. Huh?
I said me too. I'm getting interrogated.
Swag.
You are
Yeah.
too?
Yeah.
Right on.
I have such a good plan.
Right
on. Oh, good. I'm excited.
Hello.
Oh.
Hi, Jason.
How we doing today?
Good. How are you?
Do we know who's being interrogated? I think Raven, you said you were. Dar, you said
I am too.
I am.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Interrogating me.
I get to do the interrogating, and I'm more nervous, I think, than if I was being interrogated.
I have a question.
What's that?
What's that?
Is there any way I can have the floor for like 2 minutes?
Hit it, Lauren.
I am gonna try and confront Raven tonight because she was the one who originally was in the conversation with Mike and Drea, and it's just not sitting with me right that she didn't have any input when she was the one who actually brought that out into the world. It's just not sitting with me right that she kind of like dropped a bomb and then she disappeared, and she hasn't really been talking the last few times I've seen her. So there's been something on my mind that I want to go over, and I don't want to like beat a dead horse about the whole Mike and Drea situation or whatever happened, but something has been bothering me about somebody that was involved in that whole thing that hasn't come out and said that they're involved in the whole thing. And even when I tried to say something, it was like pushed under the rug. And when I mentioned their name, it was like, oh, this is all just a big game of telephone. So I want to know from Raven directly, you were in the chat with Mike and Drea to begin with, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so why did you come to a different group of people that Mike and Drea were not in and tell us about this story when we were having a discussion? Let me finish. We were having a discussion, and you came in the room and you were adding to it, and then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, and then the whole Mike and Drea thing. And we were all like shocked. Like Ashley was there. But I distinctly remember Ashley, when you told us about what happened, at the end she was like, well, oh, so Mike straight up lied then. And this is a direct quote. She said, oh, so Mike straight up lied then, and you said yes. So I want to know why the other night, why you did that. I just want to know your side of things and why you kind of just like told us about the Mike and Drea situation, and then you just stepped back, and you kind of got away with it, like, until I'm calling you out right now.
I'm speechless. I wasn't expecting it, but at the same time I was, because inevitably I was one of the first ones that mentioned the Dot and Mike and Drea situation. First off, I was actually trying to take responsibility for it, and I did even make it clear that I was. So it all started with the Dot telling me, and then me telling you guys, because I was trying to see who was in the ending part of that conversation. The point of me even bringing up the Dot and stuff situation and the Mike and Drea situation was to see who else was a part of that, because I didn't know if Mike was lying, if Dot was lying.
It went pretty well, though. I think I did get my point across and get my questions out in the right manner. I didn't see her admit to being a part of that, but
it was an interesting non-answer. Is that kind of who you're looking at, you think?
yeah, I'm definitely looking at her because I've been having notes from her. I had a chat with her one-on-one night too.
Yeah.
And it was just like kind of, I don't know, the way her answers come out, they're very like, she's using her hands a lot. She's like trying to get her story straight as she's saying it, sounds like to me. That's just to me.
I still feel like not that I'm always gonna have Raven's back. There are other people that I believe that are higher on my list, and she's definitely not one of them, you know.
Lauren's kind of looking at Raven for this round. Raven's on my radar for sure.
I've got a couple things with Raven too.
That sucks because like I had my first like conversation with her, and I was like, I don't know, like you know, like you can try to go by like, hey, listen, this person.
I'm going through it too with her, Anthony. I'm going through it too.
I'm like, no, not fucking Raven. Like it can't be.
Lauren and Raven. I hopped in a little bit late. I'm not 100% sure what happened with those two. But all I knew was I hopped in and Raven said something about I don't know if Dot was lying, and I was like, hold up. From chatting with everyone, it sounds like everybody, including myself, is trying to figure out about Raven, whether she's a traitor or not. Everyone kind of has their eyes like.
And I'm interrogating her here in a bit.
Right.
I'm interrogating her in a minute.
That's Mike and Jason.
Hey, so Drea, I got off that because I didn't think it was beneficial for both you and I to be on there with that whole Raven and Lauren thing.
Who's your third person out of curiosity?
Dar.
Okay.
Oh, quiet ass.
You're just telling them who our people are?
Yeah, they find out at the end anyway. So there's no sense to hide it because when it's done, we have to tell who we interrogated.
I shared mine. So
yeah, you have to. They're going to say who got interrogated, and if not, then we lied.
They are returning, yeah. Maybe I'm wrong about some of them, but I have really, really strong feelings about all of them. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know, I can admit that.
How did you come out of that feeling? More trust, less trust, or the same trust that you had with Raven to start that conversation?
So my trust with Raven has been kind of wavering since like the second day. I did touch on that a little bit, but I did notice that when she was explaining to us, which I understand everybody has their certain, characteristics that they do when they're anxious or like put on the spot.
Sure.
But I do notice like when she's stating her story, like how she did, like when Dot came on, she's like using her hands a lot and she's trying to make sure that she's following the right thing that she's trying to say. I don't know. It's like she kind of has it laid out a little bit to me. I don't know. It was just kind of weird the way her storytelling was to me.
So I want to go completely away from the game that we're actually playing right now and all the storylines that have taken place and go to the beginning of it.
Okay.
As we got to the beginning of the game and we were getting our emails and everything, were you hopeful you were going to be a traitor, or were you looking forward to being a faithful?
So I wasn't really I'm definitely not into the game like how Mike is. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like watching the Traitors show on TV like when I go to sleep at night. I'm like falling asleep to it. So I am still learning about the game. So I wasn't surprised that I wasn't picked as a traitor, because I'll tell you right now, I'm a faithful. I am not a traitor.
I enjoyed the conversation with Lauren, and I thought, if anything, she gave me more of a vibe that she is not a traitor than. If I hadn't interrogated, I would have probably still had some thought about her, but right now I can't say that I do. And I appreciated you bringing to the table the Raven thing, because you brought up some questions that have been brought up multiple times within my own private
and no answer.
And there's a reason she has some answers to give because there's some behavior has stood out. So I appreciated that.
For some reason, when I mentioned her name that night that Elle called me out, when I said, well, Raven's the one who brought it out of the room to begin with, everybody was like, at that point, everyone was like, okay, it's getting to be a game of telephone. And we didn't really discuss it. So I wanted to really touch on that because I don't want her to just drop that bomb and then leave because she is the one who told us about it.
I get it.
So that's why I'm looking at her too. If you want to be honest, I'm going to vote for her tonight.
I understand.
I mean, she's probably expecting it anyway, and I'm not trying to sway anyone else's votes. I just wanted, if something were to happen to me tonight, God forbid, that I wanted to get that story out there. So it, me and Elle aren't just like, oh, they just like randomly hate each other.
Lauren, I am iffy about.
And I don't want to even like target or say that, oh, now Lauren feels sussy, because that was just like spotlighty in that moment, and just like, oh, damn, okay. And like I was just like, okay, here's the complete truth, because I don't want, and I knew it was gonna happen too, because I was like, it did essentially start. Mm-hmm.
Do you essentially feel like her doing that, it was out of the ordinary because she doesn't talk too much, and it raised suspicion for herself?
For me, yes. For me, I was just like, that is exactly what a traitor would do, is like wait till everyone's in the room essentially to put the spotlight on someone else.
We definitely appreciate you handling yourself very, very demure, very classy.
Thank you. Yeah, I know I definitely started feeling like the rush. Like I even have like red cheeks because I just like, I felt I don't even like to do things that will put me in a spotlight unless like I'm wanting the like spotlight for like the authentic things. Like playing guitar and stuff like that.
We do have to talk about earlier, there's been some concerns raised about there has been some concern raised about discrepancies that you speak. Like sometimes when you're speaking, you almost hint at things. I remember someone mentioned to me about you almost admitting that you were a traitor when speaking.
That's come up multiple times to me as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really? Okay.
Where you said, it was a backtrack real quick. You said we, as in we the traitors, and then it got flip-flopped to, well, what if they were? And it's been brought up a lot, Raven.
And it actually happened multiple times. It happened twice.
Fuck, okay, because I even remember that happened to me yesterday in my conversation with Dot, and I caught it, and I was gonna say something about it, but then I was like, just keep going, because like it's already there, it's already noticeable. And I'm like, fuck, because I know what Freudian slips are, which is that. Like I've even talked about.
Why didn't you mention it? If you're truly faithful, why didn't you mention it at that point so that you can,
I think
stop the fire before it got big.
I do say we a lot when I consider myself, like on my day-to-day basis in regular life. I do say we a lot. So like that is actually a personality thing.
Raven for me was very inconsistent with her answers. She's just so all over the place. Sometimes I just struggle to gauge where I'm at with her. I'm rooting for her to be a faithful. I truly am. I like Raven. I want her to be as honest as she seems. I need her to be more consistent. And even within that interrogation, it seemed like the more we pried, the more it seemed to be that nervous energy that she spoke of. You have a lot of people thinking and talking about you. Do you have somebody specific, a couple people, or something we can go on that would make us think, hey, that makes some sense too?
If anything, like I feel like Lauren has, like if you're saying like who I'm suspectable about?
Yes.
Okay, if anything, Lauren, because of the weight to literally get us both in the spotlight. I don't want to say that again because again, like I don't know, but that felt very suspicious. I don't want to twist what her intentions were unless they were negative intent or traitor intentions stuff. But it felt like because it's vote day, it felt like it was like, all right, here's the moment. Let's vote her out kind of thing.
Raven, I think she's been pretty genuine.
Let's get this.
Let's do it. Drea, you take the floor on this one, man. I know you got this. Let's go and do it. Dar was one of those, I absolutely wanted it to come off that Drea had an intrigue and an interest in interrogating Dar, and I was there to kind of support her.
So, Dar, you already know why you're here. You're being interrogated by yours truly. You raised a lot of questions in the group, and we want those questions answered. Let's get to know you a little bit more. Who is Dar? Like, we see only what you show us and what you tell us. So
I'm just trying to figure out,
because a lot of people, you're very in the background and you don't really speak much, and it gives almost like spy vibes. This isn't just for me. This is from a lot of people. So it brings up suspicion because there are spies in the group. They're traitors. So
spy vibe. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I've talked to like most people, and I'm really like picking up everybody's energy and everything. I look for like the close things, like the changes, the switches, and the moves and all that. I kind of like convince myself that I'm not a traitor. I'm being straight up with y'all. I'm being real with y'all. It's not no lies around here, none of that. I'm just trying to get the game on, see what happens at the end,
Yeah, I feel that. Well, I mean, if you say you're faithful, you're on our team, we'll need you to like help us weed out the ones who are not faithful. So who do you think is suspect, basically, to be a traitor?
All right, so it's a couple people. So people like Raven, I see little hints in there. I see Lori. I mean, not Lori, but Lauren. I see Ashley. It's like some hints in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm feeling the same, Dar. I'm feeling the same.
Not 100% sure of, if they are a traitor or not. So like Raven, I see how like she acts like nervous, nervous, and it like gets more worse and worse, and then she talks and then get nervous again. I could be wrong. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I'm watching everybody, even y'all.
Yeah, no, that's great. I was very honest with Drea when we discussed previous players in these games.
Yeah.
And as you know, there's 4 of us. And I told her flat out, and I'm going to tell you, if I haven't already, I believe that one of the 4 of us is a traitor in that group.
What do you mean?
I believe that one of the previous players from other games, me, you, Mike, or Dot, are a traitor.
What do you think I'm a traitor?
No. I haven't even got to my question yet.
Hey, ask Nick for some hints. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, Dar,
No, but
why aren't you?
I'm not saying you are. I haven't. My question is, if that were to be the truth, do you have one of the 4 that you believe stands out as a traitor? I'm not saying you at all. I'm saying I believe one of the 4 of us statistically is probably a traitor.
I don't know, man. But Mike, I talked to Mike. He got a lot of information. If he was a traitor, he'd be a good traitor.
Dar to me is one of the closest people I have in this game. I think the world of Dar, but I have my doubts about Dar, and I did previously in a previous game. Yeah, that couldn't have went better. 2 out of the 3 went. Well, all 3 went really great. My only thing I had with Dar was when I was trying to ask that question, he got real quick, like, "Oh, so that makes me a traitor?" Like I didn't even ask the question yet. I was saying, which of the 3, including me, Mike, or Dot, would you lean toward? He was like, "Oh, I guess that makes me a traitor."
So I'm not gonna lie, I was really interrogating Jason the whole time. I was trying to overly look into him with everyone. I don't know, like, ain't none of them really give me anything. And I really feel like Mike, we should have interrogated him. He should have been interrogated because what Dar said, he's really smart. I feel like Mike puts out a lot of information, and that whole thing was set up with Armancio. I'm not letting it go because I was used for that, and I don't like that. And then Raven, she's very, very suspect. A lot of people see she's suspect. I do think that she could be out of 1 out of 10, but I really don't know, honestly. I don't. My vibes aren't going for her. But we can ask. I'm not trying to sway everyone to go anyway. We're just gonna give them our information.
No, I'm with you on that.
We're gonna let them make their own decision.
I don't want me and you to be the only ones throwing something crazy out there, and we were the ones that interrogated, and the people we interrogated are now safe, but somebody from the outside is the one we're targeting. But that's my biggest fear, is that I'm gonna be the big splash elimination, and I just don't have the heart to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was mentioning how like how she said, Drea said a couple people said I was like in the back spying, you know what I'm saying? So like if y'all doing it like by like y'all doing it by the quietest person, I think that's kind of messed up because I'm looking at every detail that people are doing, you know? Just looking at every detail. And I think that's
Yeah.
kind of messed up, you know what I mean?
For me, I'm not going for the quiet ones anymore. That's not how I guess I plan to play. I mean, for me, like, I'll be honest, I'm voting Lauren because what she did was just completely put a target on my back for what I felt like was completely understandable. Her reasons were totally understandable. And that's why I tried to, or I do that. I say like certain specific words like we and try, and then like it puts like a, oh, is she trying? Is she meaning this? Was that a slip up? But I am being as honest as possible. And I was like, fuck. My honesty can push me a little too far sometimes. So I was like, okay.
Hey, let's cut the BS. Let's cut the BS. If you're a traitor, put that on your mom.
Oh shit! Oh!
Wait, what?
Your mom.
Okay, put it on your mom.
Oh, put it on. No, I do. I put on my mama. I put on my mama's mama,
Bro, because
No,
wow for that boy.
Nah, because bro.
Okay, she ain't no traitor then.
No,
that's
it. I don't understand because I don't want everybody going the wrong route. You know, taking me out because I'm quiet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think that's unfair.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, put that on your mom that you're not a traitor. Everybody in here, like, you know what I'm saying?
Dude, I put it on everything. Like I live 11-11. Like my truth, my authenticity. Like this is my. Like,
okay, who
literally.
next? Who's for the merch next? Who for the merch?
I'm putting on my mama.
Lori, swear on your grandchildren that you're not a traitor.
I swear on my grandchildren, I am not a traitor.
Nah.
Lori.
I heard that, Lori.
Boom.
Listen,
anybody else got anything they want to ask about? My name is out there a bunch.
Bro, I put down my grandma, bro.
You ain't no traitor.
Bro, I'm not no traitor. I'm telling you, bro. Like, you know, because you said like people say I'm like in the back spine and everything. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, I'm not a traitor. No word. Like, bro,
Let me see how we're gonna find out.
Y'all got me messed up. So I wanted to convince them that I, you know, wasn't a traitor. So like I said, I convinced myself that I was not a traitor anymore. That's what I did.
You did swear to your grandma. Is your grandma okay?
Nah, she's not lying. That's why I changed it up to the mom, to the gal.
I'm gonna come back at 7:10 for my reveal. So if you guys want to be there, I'm gonna put out my whole little cards on the table.
11 minutes later.
Mike?
Did you kind of say who you were thinking was up?
Yeah, I'm talking to y'all right now.
Yeah.
I actually think that you, Mike, you, Dot, and Jason are.
How many do you think there are?
You think he made 3 returning traitors? That'd be crazy.
You said what?
But it seemed like all
Hold
three
on,
of y'all
everybody.
protect each other. And whenever I say one of y'all names, the other one is like, oh no. And then it was very suspect to me how earlier all three of y'all plus Dar have been on other shows, and all of y'all have tried to
Hold
say
up.
Dar
Hey,
was.
Nick, let me stay.
All of y'all have tried to say Dar was.
Hold on, because Dar was on the show too.
I never said Dar's name. Don't you put words in my mouth.
Dar was on there too. Oh, he got cut off.
Yeah,
Four of us
but it's
with
crazy because
are
all three of y'all
traitors.
tried to tell me that Dar was a traitor.
I have never in this
I've
entire
never
game said
said-
Dar is a traitor. I have never.
What
in
I
this
said
entire game.
to everybody I spoke to is if Dar was a traitor, there's no way any of us would know, because he's the same every single day, right?
I can vouch for that.
There's no way, whether he was
I
a
can
traitor or
vouch.
not, he would act the exact same. That's it.
Well, I feel like all three of y'all is working together to knock people off because
Drea.
Mike, you actually influenced the whole group to vote out Armancio.
I
I was not
did,
even looking
and
at
I'll stand by that
Armancio.
decision.
I was
Drea,
not
can
even
I ask
looking at
you something?
Armancio before you and Raven
Can I ask you
interviewed
something?
me.
Oh, Dar got
You
out of time.
have, at one point or another, said the names of a large portion of this cast. Like, you have been trying to cast blame on a lot of us. And it's either you are
Mike, I'm not, you, if
Playing
you're
a
trying
very-
to traitor faithful, it's not gonna work, boo. Because I've actually been trying to figure this out the entire time. I feel like you're working with other people. Hey, Jason, how did you know
What's
we only
up?
had 3 people say this?
Talking about influencing votes and stuff. Drea,
Yes.
you were the first person to come in and say, "Hey, Mike, you said something is shady in the last chat. Let's talk about it." And that's how the telephone started going all around.
Because I was asked to do that in my interrogation. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I
was
thought we,
asked to call
worked it out.
Exactly.
That wasn't even an interrogation chat.
I don't think that there's 4 returning players and automatically 3 of them are going to be traitors. I don't believe that the 3 of you are working together. I don't believe that's a thing. I don't believe that Nick would just be like, "Oh, boom, 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 my 3 guys, here they are."
I put out buttons
take them or leave them, like, these are my dudes. Yeah, I don't think he would do that.
I'm with you on that.
I'm like trying not to get pissed, but like Drea's putting so many fingers, but she is the one influencing people more than anybody else is. Talking about where
I agree.
Did I come into Drea saying that the 4 of us were working together?
No, you 3.
Yes.
Dot, Jason, and Mike.
I gotta save time, so I'm gonna try.
Lori, go ahead.
All right, go ahead, Lori, please, because I'm getting pissed off now.
Me too.
She just thought that y'all, Jason, Mike, and Dot,
I had a phone call.
working together. Oh, there you go. There she is. She can answer.
Yeah, I would rather ask the question myself so it's not hearsay. Drea, did you say that you believe that the 4 of us are working together, including me, with Mike?
I believe that Jason, you, Dot, and Mike are traitors. You guys are.
What did I do to lead you to believe that?
Jason, I really like your personality, but it just seems a little sus.
Okay.
You know,
What was sus to you?
I feel like when I asked you guys about each other, you guys protect each other, and it was really crazy how everybody want to go.
Who did I protect when you asked?
I wanted you protected. You protect Mike. And you protect that. You didn't want me to come for Mike tonight. I just feel like I don't know.
Oh, I'm out of time, y'all.
You, Jason,
Hi,
is
Lori.
really not on the top of my list. It was really them 2, but I feel like you could be working with them.
Yeah, but now you
Like,
just
I
put
don't
that
know.
out there. Like, that's not a matter of me working with them. It's a matter of there's
I
other
thought you
people.
were working with me, but when I really thought
We
about
are
it,
working.
I'm not.
You can't give me
But
one reason why you think I am, because I'm standing by Mike. I didn't stand by him. I said
you
table
had
it. Let's inhale
information
the
that you should've
information.
known, and you have stood by Mike. You have stood by Mike. You didn't want me to interrogate him because you felt like he had a lot of information, and I told
Because
you
he's
that.
interrogating himself by giving us more information. We needed more on the 3.
Mike
It's all
is
good.
swaying.
It's all good. I
Mike
just
is-
felt different coming out of that, and so that was fun.
Are we on the same page that we're just gonna have to vote Drea at this point?
Yes.
Hello, everybody. It's been quite the night, I must say. So much going on, but the first things first is so far tonight, Ashley is nowhere to be found. What that means for her vote, what that means if she'll still even be in the game after this vote if she doesn't make it, we'll find out because that is per the rules. But for now, you will have 25 to 30 minutes to discuss who should be voted out.
We got it, guys.
What's the rule with Ashley? What happens if she doesn't show up?
Yeah,
What's the
that's
rule?
what I want to know.
I think it's that if she's not at the round table, you're eliminated. Those are mandatory meetings.
Do we still vote though, or do we
Like
not
this
vote
one
if she
right
doesn't
now.
show up?
I don't know, but if you look at the rules, it said if you cannot make a voting night, a public vote, you're automatically no longer part of the game.
Would she be the one voted out, or do we still need to pick somebody else?
Right, I mean, we're going to lose 2 people? That's crazy.
There you go.
That is a lot. That would be crazy if we
It's been a long day.
What were you saying before I left?
I was just saying how I think that you guys are, not you, but I think that Mike, Dot, and Jason are unfaithful. And
Hey, might as well throw Dot in there too. Shit.
I don't think everyone was there, so just explain it again so we're all on the same page.
you asked me to confront the Armancio thing. You asked me to confront Armancio and Dot, and so I did. And when I did that, and you confronted Armancio, that was a big reason why a lot of people voted for him. And I just looked at that strategically and thought that was a good strategic thing to do if you were a traitor. Now, I'm not saying these things are 100%, but this is where I'm going off. Dot, I don't know. I just feel like once I called you out, your demeanor had changed super duper much, and that was pretty pretty sus. Me, if you call me a traitor, I'm not going to pretty much get offended about it. I know I can be cool with you guys outside of this. You know, we're just playing the game. So that is why I think you guys are essentially working together, and you got Armancio off, and now you're trying to get another quiet person off who is also a fake.
Okay, well, let me start because I interrogated today. So since you want to throw me out like that, who we wanted to interrogate, they were the names that completely came up over and over again, with the exception of a fourth, who is you, who's come up the most, because as much as you point fingers, it never points this way.
Okay.
Whoa.
If I
Tell
may,
us about
just
it.
kind
Tell
of-
us about it.
If I may just bring some counterpoints to Drea's original argument. He interrogated you. You walked out of that interrogation saying you were going to target one person at the vote. Does that sound right to you? Or are you disputing that? Because you said you were going to target Dot and Amancio, and I never heard you mention Amancio. You only mentioned Dot.
You mentioned Armancio to me first. I didn't even remember Armancio.
Dot.
I barely remembered him. You literally mentioned him to me first.
How does that equate to traitor, though? That's what I don't understand.
I feel like they're working together to get people that are quiet out. So you can vote for me if you want. I'm not stopping none of your votes, but I'm done voting for quiet people. I'm done listening and being influenced for people telling me, hey, maybe that person is sus. And I'm not gonna lie, you guys came for Dar, because he is quiet. And I don't feel like that's right. I don't feel like Raven, I'm not gonna lie, I don't feel 100% on you because of the wordplay, but right now I don't feel like that you are a traitor. I don't think that Lori is a traitor, which you guys have also brought up to me, and I just think completely left of what you guys think.
Because Drea called me out, so let me talk a little bit. So, just asking everybody, did anybody feel for me like I was trying to push anybody to vote Amancio out?
No,
Who feels that way?
Voting Amancio.
I
Okay, that's number.
I didn't feel like I didn't say that. I said your demeanor changed when I called you out. Usually you're very inclusive into the game. Once that day I called you out, I barely heard you say anything the rest of the day. I did think that was odd. Am I wrong to think that was odd? Your demeanor changed.
Me in real life, I am a defensive person. Like I'm really nice and I'm jolly, right? So I feel like when people come at me, I get defensive about it. You know?
I'm a kind of a too strong person, so I do apologize for my demeanor and how I come off. It's not to say that I don't like any of you guys or anything. I'm just strictly thinking strategically. Mike, I feel like you do stir the pot, and you did influence me to call out Armancio that day. So
Drea, can I piggyback real quick? Because what Drea just said makes sense to me, but I also want to add the fact, based on your opinion of that I've repeatedly, and I've said it with everybody in this group right now, that I also believe that one of the 4 returning players. So if I'm working with all 3 of them, including requesting to interrogate Dar, why would I be working with the people that I'm saying one of them is definitely one?
The chance that 3 of us are, and all 3 of us are males, I would think that's not very likely.
Well, I
don't
know have all the answers. I've just said what I think. And
For sure.
if
I respect
you could say I'm a traitor, but a traitor wouldn't literally call out 3 people. That's literally going to be 3 votes for her. So all I'm saying is I feel like what I felt like. I felt like you guys working together.
Go ahead, Mike.
We're going in circles. We're going in circles.
Oh my God. Okay.
Please.
Can I ask something? Because
I would like to say something.
Hold on, because it seems like you guys
Lauren, go.
You're not like meeting, like you're not finding a common ground right now, which is fine. But I am very curious to know, do you either one of you want to share what you interrogated tonight? Because we haven't got any information on that yet.
Me? The interrogations were bullshit. I didn't even feel I didn't think none of the people that I interrogated I ever thought was. I really literally went along because you asked me not to interrogate Mike. You asked me not to interrogate Doc. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to interrogate the people that you want to interrogate. And none of them people even gave me a reason to think that they were traitors, except for Raven. I'm not going to lie, you switching up your words, that's kind of sus.
Yeah, and I never said don't interrogate Doc, interrogate Mike. I said that Mike has given us enough information. He's kind of interrogating himself by putting all the information out there.
That's like one of my nervous tics. Like I'm literally fucking shaking right now.
No,
I hate confrontation. That is literally a nervous fucking tick. It's not a Freudian slip. I also say we in a general whenever I talk about me in my daily life.
I'm looking at what you guys are doing strategically, and I'm sorry.
Hey, let me.
I'm sorry. No, I'm really.
Go for it, Mike.
Let me say something real quick. Let me say.
Go for it,
Let me say something
Dot,
quick.
I'm
Go
sorry.
for it,
Can I
Mike.
cut in front of you
Go for
just
it,
for a
Dot.
minute?
Go for it, Dot. Go ahead, Mike.
Can I cut? Okay. So, here is my biggest rebuttal to what Drea has said. I'm just going to say it, and then you guys make up your own minds. Drea, when we interrogated you, you wanted to target Dot at the vote. You ended up changing your vote to Amuncio. You also specifically mentioned that you were very suspicious of a player with bangs. We couldn't decide whether you meant Ashley or Elle at the time. Did you want to clarify? You remember this, right, Raven? I have
That's
it in my
such
notes.
a traitor thing to do to try to put people against me. Elle, I did think you were suspicious because you were quiet, and like I just said, I am not looking at quiet people anymore because the first two people that were quiet and that got eliminated were faithful.
Can I finish my point?
You want to get Elle on me? How about let's get
Drea,
Elle on you on what you said
I will
about
let you
Elle,
respond,
about
but I'd
how
really
you
like
said
to.
that you
I
agreed
haven't
that
even
she was
finished what I was
suspicious.
trying to say.
Okay, well, I don't really care. I'm gonna say what
Alright,
I'm gonna
I'm just
say.
gonna finish saying
I'm going
it.
to I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say because that's fucked.
That's great.
Don't try
Hey,
to put people on me
we got
because I
we
called
got.
her out.
Been
Don't
happy
try
to
to
vote
put people on me
Amuncio.
because I called her out.
So,
I thought Elle was suspicious because
Drea
she was
has
quiet.
wanted to vote L, Drea has wanted to vote Dot, and now Drea wants to vote me, Jason, and Dot. And
Well,
like,
tonight,
I'm
Drea
sorry,
voted
but you
Mike.
are very, very happy to put out so many targets. Like, I was on the fence as to whether you are a bad faithful or a sloppy traitor. But like, my mind is made up that I think you came out of the gate as a traitor, not understanding that traitors need to be subtle, and you are just pedal to the metal from the start.
Drea, I don't think you're wrong for speaking your mind. You know, I don't think Drea necessarily is trying to influence anybody just by saying her mind, right? She's expressive. Of course I don't like that you're calling me out, but I respect your opinion. I respect that you're saying what you're saying out loud. That's a bold thing to do. I respect you. Now, we've all heard what everybody has to say, right? Drea called people out. I think most of us have responded. I would like to hear from the people who haven't spoken a whole lot yet, like Dar and Anthony. I'm curious, and maybe even Lori. I'm curious about what you guys think or what you have to say.
I think there's just a lot of finger pointing right now. I think there's a lot of defensive behavior going on. Going into this this conversation, I was taking a step back because again, I agree with Dre in the sense of I'm not going to vote for someone that's the quietest, right? So Dar, 100% you're off the table. So now I'm looking at everyone's fucking behavior throughout this entire thing, and I know exactly who I'm voting for. Because again, like I'm not voting based on, oh, this is hearsay. I'm not here for all the conversation. I'm going based off of what I'm seeing right now and what I'm observing. And the behaviors that I'm observing right now are basically pointing to 100% who I want to vote for. Am I gonna say it? Yeah, I am. In about like 9 minutes, I'll be able to say exactly who I'm voting for.
I'm the one that got interrogated tonight, and you know she was saying that like a lot of people were saying I'm like a spy. So I was just wondering like who said that about me.
A lot. Jason and Mike was referring to you like you guys were
Absolutely
they let me know that you were from the last one, and they said if anybody from the
That
last
we wouldn't
one
know.
was to be a traitor, it would probably be Dar.
I said you wouldn't know if Dar was a traitor because he doesn't ever change who he is. He's
and
Dar.
just like you said, what you said about Lori, Bill, but when it was just me, you and Lori on there, you didn't want to confront Lori.
Lori's name is never coming out of my mouth either.
Y'all,
Jason did confront me though. Jason did talk to me.
Yeah, I talked to Lori, and that's why
We
Lori
did
hasn't
talk.
been brought up
That's
since
where,
we.
Yeah, that's where I got that. All of a sudden, like, am I the perfect grandma or you're a grandma, Saint Grandma or whatever? You know.
I'm really petty, so I'm voting for Drea. So just so you know ahead of time, because
it's okay.
I was described by the bangs.
We were talking about my bangs anyway. Leave it alone.
Jason, I love your bangs.
Wow. That was quite a lot, I must say. So, I have good news, I have bad news, I have great news. After all of this discussion, there will be no vote tonight because Ashley is not here. Ashley will be out of the game because you guys gave so much drama tonight. I can't have any of you go quite yet. Also, the news is that you all voted Ashley safe this past round. She had the most votes, and it might be time for all of you to switch up your game because Ashley was a traitor. So, keep that in mind. You got to trade her out. I mean, you guys sucked, and I didn't act to trade her out. Ashley gave you quite the gift tonight.
I feel played.
Wow.
Guys.
Hey, we love Drea. We love Drea. We love Drea.
Guys, I've been fucking played, bro.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Bro.
Me too.
That was my alliance. Fuck.
Oh, we all voted her safe. That's so fucking dumb. I feel like an idiot. I feel stupid because I definitely started to trust her. I definitely wanted to know more from her.
I went totally against Ashley because I came in that conversation where she said, I don't know, he just talks way too much, and I was like,
I wanted her Instagram.
So in a way, I take some pride in that. I at least knew that one, but it was almost like she was just so open from the beginning. That was a sign to me, like, wait, nobody else is being that open right now. Why is she?
It was just like,
kudos to her. She was a good trader, man.
Disappointed. It's gonna screw all of us as far as traders go.
We're gonna look suspicious now. Now I gotta find a way to get out of that situation.
I need therapy after this. I have trust issues.
I think there's a good chance if there was only 2 traders to start the game that we will see a recruitment this round.